Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play Mean Streets. Well, it's not immediately obvious from the decor, but we have moved on to sunny Los Angeles, sunny being a relative thing here. But we've moved on to our next contact on our list. Last time you'll remember that we met with John Klaus in Reno and uncovered another pass card and password for whatever Overlord is. And now we've moved on to Sonny Fletcher, the detective that Carl Linsky apparently hired to try and find the other scientist working on Overlord. And another map here. The address for Sonny Fletcher is a rundown hotel that has been converted to apartments. I step into the small city lobby and find the stairs. The stairwell is dark, with garbage and old newspapers strewn everywhere. I find apartment 307 and knock on the door. Fletcher answers with the disposition of an untipped waiter. I tell him I'm working for Sylvia Linsky, and he tells me to come inside. The room is cramped and confining. The furniture is cheap and the upholstery is threadbare. A portable black and white TV is on a small table, blaring the sound of lifestyles of the incredibly rich, lucky, healthy, and famous. Yeah, he definitely looks like a surly, weathered old PI. Okay, Carl Linsky. No way, I've got nothing to say. I get the feeling trying to beat this guy up is going to be nothing but trouble. And he is a down-and-out PI like us, so let's go with a bribe. Thanks, buddy. I'll tell you what I know. Linsky hired me to check out a corporation called MTC. He'd been hired to do research into increasing a person's mental abilities. As the work progressed, however, he realized they had different intentions. When I started my investigation into MTC, I received threats on my life and was even shot at a few times. I tried to warn the professor, but it was too late. I think they iced him, but I have no idea how they did it. If you want more information on MTC, check with Wanda Peck. Okay? Let's ask about Wanda Peck. No way, I've got nothing to say. All right. Did he just flip us off? You'll find her at the San Francisco Chronicle, 4621. Okay, so jot this down in my notebook. Wanda Peck, 4621. All right. And as long as we got him here, no way they'd find how you got your information, and I'd wind up floating in the bay. All right. Make it worth my time. I haven't got all day. Overlord. Stick it, fish face. Yeah. No way, I've got nothing to say. Okay, I don't think we're going to get anything useful without breaking the bank, so, actually, I probably should have checked to see if I could have found something about Wanda Peck out first, but, call Vanessa. But, okay, we'll just continue down our list. The next contact we had was J. St. Gideon, the, millionaire who started this whole thing in the first place, apparently. And his code was 3891. I think I said he was in Palm Springs. So he lives fairly close by. Well, 23 miles, but that's nothing. Especially since I'm going to jump cut so you don't have to sit through the flight this time. And we're back. Ooh, nice. Meanwhile, at Stately Way, Gideon's home is a 30-room mansion in Beverly Hills. I could have sworn they said it was Palm Springs earlier. The place is lavishly furnished with a living room big enough for a swimming pool. I'm ushered into the den. Mr. Gidding is intently studying his chessboard. That's not a clue. He seems oblivious to me. Either that or he's asleep. The guy's old. I mean ancient. But he must be a big wheel because there's a picture on the wall of him receiving an award from President Michael J. Fox. I give him some background information on the Linsky case, and it seems to pique his curiosity. I don't recall the name, but if he wanted to talk with me, that would have been impossible. I've been away the past few weeks. Okay, let's ask about, oh, what the heck. Okay. MTC. I set up the MTC to help improve the management skills of my executives. Schwimming never liked the idea, which is why I'm surprised it still exists. I've heard there's something unusual going on at MTC. If there is, I'm sure Schwimming is behind it. That man is dangerous. Well, let's ask about Frank Schwimming? Schwimming forced me out of my own company. He's ruthless and totally unethical. He'll pay for that someday. All right. I founded Gideon in 1997 and nurtured it for over 30 years. It was stolen out from under me by Frank Schwimming. Okay, can't help us there. Overlord, I'm sure I've never heard that name before. That's curious. I believe they're a fine organization, have done a lot of good for this city. They have their problems, but they are working to protect the moral fabric of our society. A rich guy associated with a fascist organization. I smell problems. And, well, okay. I feel I've been quite successful in life. Before I was in the business world, I was head of British intelligence. After that, I founded Gideon and developed new ways of helping the government. Schwimming sees Gideon as just a business. I looked at the company as an institution, protecting our way of life. Yeah, this guy is not setting any alarms off at all. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything other than good PI instincts. And we're not getting a lot of new information here. Okay, so next up on our list was Smiley Monroe, the police officer in charge of the Cal Davis murder. And let's see, he is at 3614. 14. Also in Los Angeles. Well, close to Los Angeles. And we will be there in what will be for you all, a second. And we're back at Smiley Monroe's office. The Santa Barbara police station is in a state of transition. They're getting ready to move to a new facility, and the place is a disorganized mess. I step into Detective Monroe's office, and he's sitting behind his desk. No need to wonder how he got the nickname Smiley. He's got a big stupid grin on his face. Looks more like a used car salesman than a cop. Okay. Oh, that's right. He's on the Cal Davis case. My memory is a little hazy. Maybe a little consulting fee would clear my head. Bent cop. Okay, let's go with our usual 500 opener. Thanks, buddy. I'll tell you what I know. The investigation verified that Cal Davis, 3720, we have that code ready, accidentally killed himself with a hazardous chemical. It appears instead of drinking his Coke, he took a mouthful of cyanide, 631. The emergency call came in from an Aaron Sternwood, a friend of the victim. Sternwood said he mumbled something about chest, then died. When I found him, his face had the distinct bluish tinge of cyanosis. There was no evidence of foul play. All right. As long as we're here. Can't help you there. Okay, let's go with Aaron Sternwood. You know, I'm going to lowball this just to see. You have to do better than that. Okay, then. 200. Oh, hey. He hangs out literally at the beach near Santa Barbara, 0439. Prepare yourself, he's not a pretty sight. Shouldn't that be sight with an S-I-G-H-T? Yeah, well. I think that's all the information. Actually, as long as we're here, just for the heck of it. Law and order. Can't help you there. Okay, well. Sternwood was next on our list anyway, so let's go type in this new code. 0439. And that's all the way back up near San Francisco. Okay, never long drive. Alright, here we are at Aaron Sternwood's hangout. Ooh, nice beach shot. This could be the world's first beach for ugly people. A skinny guy walks by with so many varicose veins he could double as a road map. I spot Aaron Sternwood, the last person to see Cal Davis alive. He's fat, balding, and about 45. Alright. Cal Davis was a good friend of mine. We were going out that night, and I was supposed to meet him at his house. When I got there, I rang the bell, but no one answered. When I found him in his lab, he had his hands around his neck, and he mumbled checkmate. Well, that matches the password that we've got, or that I think we've got. I have no idea what he meant by that. The police think he accidentally poisoned himself, but I can't believe it. He's always very careful around his chemicals. Yeah, let's go ahead and ask about... Smiley works at the Palo Alto precinct. Watch out for him, he's a slippery SOB. Yeah, I noticed. Let's ask about... Cal kept a computer pass card in a small box near the ape cage. Well, I think we know where his pass card went to. As long as we're here, MTC, Gideon. Oh, what the heck. I think you're paying to ask your questions anyway. Well, at least he smiles while he says that. Okay, well, nothing really helpful there, unfortunately. This is always good for a laugh. Can't help you there. First person who doesn't have an opinion about this. Alright. Well, that was less helpful than I'd hoped it would be, but still. That just leaves us with Wanda Peck, who's at 4621. Okay, we're back and with a rather excellent view of the Golden Gate Bridge again. Here to see Wanda Peck. Ooh, Chinatown. Inside the San Francisco Chronicle building, I look for Wanda Peck. I've always thought Wanda was good looking in a way, far away, but I like Wanda. She's a good source of information, and she knows how this city is run. Then why didn't I think to talk to her earlier? Okay? He was a professor at San Francisco University, killed himself last week. Okay? MTC really stands for Management Through Control. The Management Training Center is just a front for a project called Overlord. Okay? Overlord? Yeah, Larry Hammond wanted me to do some research on that. That's a new name. Larry Hammond. The Overlord project was developed 50 years ago in England. That was where J. St. Gideon is from. Scientists began work on a mental ability booster. The experiment involved increasing a person's mental capacity by connecting his brain directly to a computer. Several scientists tried the experiment on themselves, and at first it worked. By stimulating untapped areas of the mind, they increased their IQs by 50 and 25%. But they also found they were extremely susceptible to suggestion. Commands were given through the computer would be followed without question. The experimentation became more and more radical. Many of the scientists developed severe cases of psychosis. Some committed suicide, and others died under mysterious circumstances. Gideon's electronics firm is the parent company of MTC Corp. Well, let's ask about J. St. Gideon. He lost the presidency of his company, Gideon Enterprises, to Frank Schimming. He's an old geezer, about 80. You'll find him in Beverly Hills. Well, we already know where he is. Frank. He's heading Gideon St. Enterprises. He's an arrogant SOB. I heard he once stuck a live bunny in the paper shredder. Would not surprise me. Information on those boys is going to cost you. I'm taking a big risk saying anything bad about them. Well, You have to do better than that. Okay? Thanks, buddy. I'll tell you what I know. They're a pretty bunch of fascists. They started out as a small band of troublemakers about 5 years ago, but they've cultivated a steady following since. A year ago, Robert Knott became the president, and now the party is focusing their rage against the mutants. When a murder robbery is committed, it's immediately blamed on the mutants. The scariest part is that they're becoming a powerful political force. They've got friends in the legislature, mayor's office, and police force. You need to talk to Larry Hammond. Look for Ron Meat to find Larry. Okay, so you need to find Ron Meat then. That's a name. So let's ask about Ron Meat. The guy's real paranoid. He never stays in one place for very long. You have to check with your sources to find him. Okay? And even though she said we already have to check with our sources, Larry Hammond. He's a brilliant computer specialist who's done some work for MTC Corp. He was concerned about the MTC project. Ask a guy named Ron Meat where to find him. Okay. And let's go ahead and work down everything. Okay, I think we've exhausted everything we can from her, but that has paid off a little bit. Yeah, she does look a little like the chicken lady from Kids in the Hall. Okay, let's try Vanessa, our secretary, first, since we don't have to pay her.
What's up, Tex?
Alright.
There's nothing in our files.
Which means I'm probably going to have to go to Lee.
There's nothing in our files.
Okay, well, there was the hope. Okay, then. Let's call Lee.
What do you need, Murphy?
Not surprisingly, I need a clue.
What's it worth? It's worth more.
Okay.
It's worth more.
Alright, fine.
It's a deal.
Alright. And probably have to wait a moment for the facts to come in. Because, yeah, shockingly, we have exhausted every other lead we've got at the moment. And, well, just to speed things up, I'll get myself in the air. Let's fly straight for the bridge. Well, surprisingly, that did not kill me. Reverse, reverse. Do I have to be landed to receive faxes? Well, we'll try that just to see if it works. Oh, here we go. Ron Meat hangs out near Coit Tower, 4525. He's a little unpredictable, so watch yourself. And yeah, the Coit Tower area becomes very important later on in the Tex Murphy series. Coit Tower being firmly in the middle of the part of town that becomes populated by mutants post-World War III. And Tex, after he falls from grace, winds up moving his office the area around Coit Tower. And we will get to see that area in vivid detail in the later Tex Murphy games. Something to look forward to. Alright. At the base of Coit Tower, I wait for Ron Meat. I finally see him. He has radiation burns over most of his face, but he has a nice eye. Too bad he doesn't have another one to match. I call him over to my side of the speedster. The side of my speedster. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm looking for Larry Hammond. Okay. Guess we will just have to ask him about Larry Hammond. Suck it, fish face. You know what? Let's see if a bit of violence works here. It's time to get tough. I get a steely-eyed look and say that if I'll air out his oversized skull if I don't get the facts now. I slam my fist into his soft, flabby stomach and he buckles over. I then catch his chin with a solid haymaker that sends him staggering back against the wall. Okay, that's enough. I'll talk. You'll find him in Freaktown at the old warehouse 4935. Yeah, it just goes to show you can't judge by appearances in this game. You'll get your butt kicked by the simple-looking people and the tough guys you can punch like nobody's business. Alright, so where is Freaktown exactly? Not too far at all. Alright, here we are. Larry Hammond's place in Freaktown. And it occurred to me it's been a while since I've saved, so we'll go ahead and do that here. Just in case I have a firefight the minute I step out of the car this time. We're back at Coit Tower again, aren't we? It's just in the background. The address I have for the mutant computer specialist Larry Hammond is the decaying old warehouse building in the heart of Freaktown. This is where most of the unfortunate individuals live who suffered severe damage from nuclear radiation. Many of their offspring suffered genetic damage resulting in some rather grotesque mutations. Most were treated as outcasts and were forced into this community, away from those not affected. I step through a partially open doorway into a large room. I see several large mutants, and none of them look too happy to see me. I'm looking for Larry Hammond, I say, quickly. A fellow steps forward. He's about 30 and looks like he's got a serious grudge against the world. Some people are so ungrateful for extra blessings. At least he was born with all his vital organs inside his body. My name is Larry, and this is my brother Daryl. Feel free to speak in front of him. What can I do for you? Yeah, my brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl. Okay, let's start with Carl. Can't help you there. Okay, we'll go with MTC. About a year ago, Tom Griffin, that's a new name. Griffith. The vice president of MTC Corporation hired me to design a computer for the Overlord project. They also wanted 8 access terminals. That sounds familiar. A colleague of mine, Cal Davis, told me he had been hired by the MTC Corp to do research on controlling human behavior through direct brain stimulation. When I started asking questions, they told me it was none of my business. When I read that Davis had been killed, I decided to go into hiding. If you're looking for a way to stop Project Overlord, you'll have to get to the main computer and destroy the satellite. To gain access to the destruct sequence, you'll need all 8 pass cards and passwords. Each scientist involved in the project has one. My gray pass card was stolen by members of the Law and Order Party. My password is King. Okay, make a note of that. We need King, and that's the gray. To get the rest of the passwords and cards, you'll need to find each of the scientists working on the project. Once you gather all the cards, you need to find the main computer to use them. I don't know where the main computer is, and other than Cal Davis, I don't know any of the names of the remaining 6 scientists who worked on the project. If I were you, I'd start with the accounting people at Gideon, Jerome Milbourne, Ed Bradley, and Arnold Dweeb. Now that's a name. Okay, Jerome Milbourne with a U. Ed Bradley. Arnold Dweeb. They might have names of the people that received checks from MTC. Okay, for that matter, Gideon. Things went from bad to worse when Frank Shimming took over the presidency of Gideon Enterprises. St. Gideon? I did some computer work for him in MTC. Seemed nice enough to most people, but I could tell he didn't like freaks. Yeah, let's ask about freaks. Can't help you there. Okay. Most people think I'm two-faced. I think it's because I'm unusually pleasant, but Daryl's so ornery all the time. Okay. Let's ask about Cal Davis. He was a colleague of mine, and I don't believe his death was an accident. Well, neither do I at this point. Yeah, let's go ask about his buddy Ron Meat. I've known Ron for a long time. He's a paranoid schizophrenic because of his brain damage, but we get along okay. I like Larry. He doesn't judge. Okay, let's ask about password. Password's King. My gray pass card was stolen by members of the Law and Order Party. You'll have to get it from them, and that's not going to be easy. I have no idea where the main headquarters is. If you find that location, chances are my gray pass card will be there. Those goose-stepping thugs are preparing to move against us, but we'll be ready for them. If they try to run us out, we'll take the whole city with us and not just Freaktown. That's a little worrying to hear. Okay. Just like Gideon. I did some computer work for him in MTC. Seemed nice enough for... Okay, yep. Alright, I meant to ask about Frank Shimming earlier. I met him once before he was president. He seemed like the type of person who would enjoy pulling the wings off flies. Okay, let's ask some of the other ones. Tom Griffith. He's vice president of MTC. I think he's more responsible for what's going on than Frank Shimming. Jerome Milbourne. He made names of people associated. Ed Bradley. He looks like a typical accountant. You can find him at, well, that'll save us some info, 7312. And finally, Arnold. He knows getting an NTC Corporation pretty well, but watch him. He's slippery. If he pats you on the back, he's trying to get you to cough up something. So we're probably going to have to bribe him a fair bit. Okay, well, we've got ourselves some new potential contacts.
Hello, Tex.
Okay, give me some info on Tom.
There's nothing in our files.
Of course there isn't. Okay, Jerome Milbourne.
I'll check it out.
And Arnold Dweeb.
There's nothing in our files.
Oh boy, I'm going to have to bribe my underworld informant to find out about some accountant. Fine.
Yes, Murphy?
Alright. Tom.
What's it worth? You're as cheap as your suit.
Fine.
Look for my fax.
Okay. That got me something. Processing facts, estimated arrival, 2:35. And while we're at it,
What's it worth? Look for my fax.
oh, okay, that one was inexpensive. Okay, well, let's go for a fly until we get some info. Oh, hey, here comes the fax. Probably Vanessa's. Let's see, Jerome Milbourne lives in San Francisco, 4623. Well, let's go ahead and do that one while we wait for the rest of the faxes to come in. Not far at all, really. And I won't jump cut here because we might be getting the fax at any moment, and there we go. There might be some important information in here, and maybe even interesting information. Tom Griffith has a home in San Francisco, 4590. Oh, and Lee's being very efficient. Arnold Dweeb has agreed to meet you near the Oakland Coliseum near the 50-yard line. Use 4610. Okay, we'll go ahead and do... Let's see, it was Milbourne first, since we're here. So yeah, a lot of San Francisco addresses here. Makes sense. I mean, even though we live in an age of flying cars that can get us across the state in a matter of minutes, everybody still likes to work close to home. Or live close to work. Alright, let's go talk to Jerome. Oh, man. I stand on the sidewalk in front of the Terrence condominium complex and look up at the 40-story structure. Jerome Milbourne's condo is on the 27th floor. After a quick ride up the elevator, I find myself knocking on his door. I try for a few minutes, but no one answers. Finally, a neighbor next door walks into the hallway and tells me that Milbourne left several days ago on vacation and won't be back for several weeks. I thank the guy and return to my speedster. Well, that's a bust. Alright then. Let's go check with... Even though I'm pretty sure Tom Griffith's going to be a dead end. Ah, a different angle view of the Golden Gate Bridge here. Okay, this is odd. I'm supposed to be in the ritzy part of town. Yeah, that's not a good sign. I'm having to shoot my way into the rich neighborhood. It's getting tough to go anywhere without someone trying to kill me. I locate the house of Tom Griffith. It's VP and General Manager of MTC. It's a two-story home with a spiked wrought iron fence, a swimming pool, and concrete paths that wind among bird baths and fountains. I knock on the door, but no one answers. I can tell someone is there, so I continue knocking. Finally, rather irritated Tom Griffith comes to the door. This guy does not look suspicious at all. He was a USF professor, and we worked with him in the past. I heard he jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge. Okay. I heard about him a few weeks ago. Didn't he die of poisoning? Isn't it strange? So many accidental deaths and suicides have occurred lately. Okay. Let's ask about Overlord. How do you find out about Overlord? I guess it doesn't matter because it's almost operational. Through microchips and satellite monitoring stations, we can watch anyone, anywhere in the world. Overlord will greatly enhance government security. Everyone will benefit through this new control device, except those who are deemed a threat. MTC will soon be more than just a management training center, working on new surveillance equipment that will change the industry. Gideon is the parent company of MTC. We're involved in electronic surveillance and satellite technology. MTC is a management training center. Bruce, we've been involved in development as well. Okay. That's the name of our computer system Larry Hammond designed for us. This guy is singing like a canary. That ill-tempered freak, he gets to think twice before he speaks, that way he can say something even nastier. Anything he says about us is a lie. The only reason we hired that manster is because of his vast computer knowledge. Okay, then. He's just a bookkeeper who works for Gideon. Okay, let's ask about Jay Saint. Jay Saint, Gideon is an electronics genius and a good friend of mine. Frank. He's president of Gideon MTC. He could care less about MTC, and that's fine with me. We get along just fine without him. Okay. I get the feeling Bradley's going to be a dead end because this guy doesn't know anything about him. Big changes are in my future. And though this will probably not yield anything. Okay. Well, the guy just confessed that they're looking to dominate the world, so, yeah, I'm going to guess he's not the brains of the operation. So we will move on to Ed Bradley. And we're here at Ed Bradley's place. Looks like it's going to be a never dead end. Ed Bradley. I fit in Bradley's home and knock on the door. I wonder to myself if this could be the same Ed Bradley who used to be on TV when I was little, but then realized he'd be dead by now. Bradley is a meek little bespectacled man about 45. I ask him about Gideon MTC Corporation. He replies he has nothing to do with the accounting between the two companies. If I want information on that, I must leave that to Arnold Dweeb. I thank him for the tip and leave. So, naturally it comes down to the rather uniquely named Arnold Dweeb. And we will jump cut once again. And we're here, as you can see, at a football field. I'm near the 50-yard line at the Oakland Coliseum. I'm supposed to meet Arnold Dweeb, the accountant for MTC Corp. A strong cold wind rips off the bay. It makes my trench coat clumsy, flapping about my legs. I wouldn't even wear the damn thing if it weren't to avoid the effects of latent radiation. Arnold Dweeb suddenly appears as if from nowhere. He looks like an #1 weenie. He's the type of accountant my parents warned me about. Alright, let's ask about MTC. My time's valuable and I don't give anything away for free. Okay? Is that a joke? Okay. Okay. Okay, this had better be worth it. Close but no cigar. Okay, that did it. Here's a list of people who have received checks from MTC. I've also included some of their navigational codes to help you find them. Don't tell anyone where you got this list. Carl Linsky, got him. Ron Morgan. Jorge Valdez. Brenda Perry. And the codes for them, 4577 4931. Greg Call. Cal Davis, which we've got already. Big Jim Slade.
Big Jim Slade. Big Jim, former tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, is outfitted with various whips, chains, and a sexual appetite that will knock your socks off. Big Jim has satisfied women throughout the world, and the capital of Nebraska is Lincoln.
Tom Griffin. Really should try questioning him a bit more, I think, but we got Tom Griffin already. John Klaus, got him. Bosworth Clark. Sandra Larson. Okay, she was getting a check. Della Lang. Sam Jones. Flash Gordon Sam Jones. And Larry Hammond. You know, I don't think we need any more from him. Even if we try asking for it, it's going to probably cost us. Okay, yeah, we got enough, I think. Anything else I need to find out, I can ask my contacts about. And, incoming fax. Drop this case or you're dead, Murphy. We are definitely onto something. Well, to save you all watching me make a bunch of phone calls about faxes and whatnot, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. This seems like a good stopping point for this chapter. I will make some calls, see if I can flesh out this contact list a little bit more. And next time, we will start working our way down the list that Dweeb gave us. We'll see you then.